Welcome to Business Math and Personal Finance. Today I'm going to be going over the Chapter 3 review exercise, which is in your Practical Math Applications book, page 121. I'll go over 2 to 3 of each of the sections, A, B, C, D, so on, and then that'll leave you some that you can work on your own to make sure that you have a good understanding of how to do it. Okay. Next, we're going to be doing Math 3, Part F. Part F is just it's just the same things that we've been doing, only in the form of a word problem. So all we have to do is make sure that we read the word problem, we label the parts, and then we label what the question is, so what they're really asking for. So let's do number 44 together. Ian Batting sold a computer for $255 that originally cost him $1,200. What was Ian's percent of decrease based on the cost of the computer? So we know that they said, what was the percent of increase based on the, so we're looking for a rate because they want it in the form of a percent. So what's the percent of increase or decrease? We also know that what he started with was $1,200. Whatever you start with, that's considered your base. So $1,200. What we don't know is our part of that. It says he sold the computer for $255 and it originally cost him $1,200. So they want to know the difference in how much he sold it for and how much he paid for it. So I'm going to have to find out that difference. And that's going to be my P. I've already reduced my calculator, so I'm going to bring it back up. So 1,200, oops, let's go back. 1,200 minus 255. That's $945. My change was $945. I went from 1,200 to 250. The difference in that is 945. So that's going to be my P. Now I can put it in my formula. Percent equals base times rate. My percent is 945. My base is 1,200. Nope, I wrote that wrong. 1,200. And my rate is not known. So I go here to, if it's multiplied on this side, to bring it across, I will divide it by 1,200 and 945 divided by 1,200. Oops, I did that wrong. 945 divided by 1,200 there. That gives me 0.788. I need that as a rate, and rate is always in the form of a percent. So percent, from decimal to percent, I move it 2 places to the right. So 1, 2, 78.8% equals my rate. The reason that I had to find the difference is because it asks for the percent of decrease based on the cost of the computer. Cost of, there's my base. The percent is based on the cost, and it says that it's looking for that amount of decrease. This is the original base. This was what we ended with. The actual decreased amount is here. So that's why I had to find that difference. Okay. That gives you several for you to work on your own. If you have any problems with any of these, please just let me know and we'll go over those individually. Okay, now we're ready for Math 3, or Math Chapter 3, Part G. And here we have to determine the percent of the following amounts are of the total sales, and then round those percent to the nearest tenth. In essence, we're dealing with the piece of the pie. So if we had sales listed here, whoops, that's supposed to be even. If we had sales listed here, they're saying what percent of that is it of this total sales? So one of the things I want you to consider is this piece of the pie has a dollar amount with it. That dollar amount is our P. This large piece here has a dollar amount with it, and it's this one plus this one plus this one plus this one will equal another dollar amount, and that dollar amount is our B. The actual rate of difference in this and that is going to be our rate. So let's consider if number 1, Sanders has $1,345. They have the largest, no, screwdrivers have the largest piece of the pie, but they have the second largest piece of the pie. And if I use percent equals base times rate, my base is my large pie itself. So my base is going to be equal to $5,728.12. My rate is unknown, so I'm going to leave that at R. That's what I'm actually solving for. And then my percent is going to be the small dollar amount that makes up part of the whole. So my percent is going to be $1,345.45. Okay. Now that I've got it in my equation, all I have to do is solve for R. If this part is currently being multiplied, to bring it across, I will divide. So $5,728.12. I'm going to put that in on my calculator. $1,345.45 divided by $5,728.12 gives me 0.235. 0.235. Because it's rate, it always needs to be in the form of a percent. So 1, 2, which will make it 23.5%. Okay. Another way to consider this when we're talking about part of the whole is we could look at something that we already know. If we have it in quarters, we know that this is 25, this is 25, this is 25, and this is 25. Let's just say they're even. And then if each of those is 25, then my whole is 1. Okay, if we needed a percent, we could put it in. P equals B times R. My P would be 0.25. My B would be 1 times R. Then, if I bring my 1 across, it's being multiplied here. So if I bring it over here and divide it, any number divided by itself is itself. And then when I make that in the form of a percent, so that tells me that I'm doing it the right way. Always, if you are not sure if you're working it the right way, do it with something you already know. You know that 0.25, 25%. You know that if you have 4.25 or 25 cents, you have 4 quarters, that makes $1. Do something that you already know the answer to and work it, and you'll know if you get the right answer, you're working it the right way. And then apply the larger numbers. That way, it's not new to you. This is something that you already know. You're just finding another way, a more systematic way to solve for those when the numbers are new. Okay, work the rest of those. That gives you a few that you can work on your own. And if you have any questions or you need any help with any of these, please be sure to let me know, and then we can go over them individually.